Hi. So today I am going to continue to talk about abuse, and I'm going to focus on CPS. So I'm probably going to talk about it today and also tomorrow. Today I want to focus on CPS and what happens with kids and families who have kids with special needs. There's a large percentage of families who have CPS called on them, when you have kids with special needs, for understandable reasons. Some of those reasons may include your child may practice in some kind of self-harm, and a teacher or a therapist or someone may notice certain things, and it's their duty to call CPS just to have things investigated because they are not sure, which is totally understandable, and I'm really in favor of that, definitely. And also other reasons that CPS is called is possibly because if you're living in some kind of apartment or something and they're hearing loud noises, neighbors, and the child is seen with certain bruising, they may also decide to call CPS for them to do some kind of wellness check or visit or something like that. And as a parent, I haven't been called on, CPS hasn't been called on me, although Ricky does do self-harm. He'll scratch if there's any little bite or any sensation of some kind of itching. He will literally try to scratch the skin off of his body. He's done it on his face, his legs, and those are things that you have to catch it ahead of time, and you have to try to stop it. And what it requires is your child to be monitored 24 hours a day. And sometimes that can be difficult because if they're in another room and they're asleep, or you think they're asleep, and you're asleep, and they are awake, you don't know what they're doing in that room. And so when you see them, you see the open wounds and things like that, what are you going to do? I remember I was driving one day and he was in the back seat, and I just looked back and there was just blood coming out of his leg, and it was because he started scratching on his leg, and I had to pull over and try to treat it and everything. And so it's really, it can be difficult to monitor, but it's something that we as parents who have special need kids, we do have to monitor that kind of situation. What I've tried to do is make sure that I have open communication with teachers or therapy staff members so that they understand this is what he's doing now. I try to keep them abreast of everything so that when they see certain things, they know. And a lot of times it's a daily process. And so, for example, if I were to drop him off at school, I would tell the teacher, this is what he did last night, and I would still understand if she called CPS, because I welcome them in my home 100%. Please investigate me, because you're not going to find anything questionable going on in my house. And it's just, to me, that's just the norm for families who have kids with special needs, especially the ones that practice self-harm. And guys, there's a number of things that our kids could do as far as self-harm is concerned. I know kids that are headbangers, meaning they hit their heads on hard surfaces, on the floor, on the counter, that kind of thing, which may require them to wear helmets. I know kids that, will poke their eyes. There's just a lot of things that our kids can do. And sometimes you can catch it, sometimes you can't. And so as a parent of a child with special needs, it's just one of those things that may happen. Now, in reference to abuse, and with CPS, they do have certain guidelines that are followed, and there's a definition of what abuse is in the eyes of a CPS worker, and that is something that I am going to talk about tomorrow, in reference to what does abuse look like in their eyes. Because just because you're able to call on a parent or someone to report that you think that child is being harmed, it doesn't mean that a CPS report is going to be created. Doesn't mean that they're going to come to your house and really investigate. There's certain things that they'll come out for and investigate, and certain things they won't. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. In the meantime, I want you guys to have a great afternoon. Remember, if you have knowledge of a family who has a loved one with special needs, give them a call. It really may be the only call that they may receive that day. And also talk to service agency individuals, firefighters, police officers, CPS workers, and more about autism. Educate them a little bit. Thank you so much for your instant messages and your suggestions on certain topics for me to speak on. You guys enjoy your afternoon, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.